Alright, it is Friday evening, and I have a sneeze coming on, which is now handled. So it's Friday evening, it's May 4th, 2018, and I am dedicating this weekend to putting the carpet into this airplane, and I decided to come out here this evening, even though most of the work's going to happen tomorrow and the next day. That's the new carpet. There's the old carpet. But I've been working to take some of the interior out. I took that seat out on the left, and then that's the right-hand panel that goes on the wall, and I've got all my fasteners organized. And but I just wanted to show you where we are, and I've never done this before, and I've got nobody to show me how, so I just have to take little baby steps here. But let me get into the airplane here. Ouch. Here we go. So one thing I did is I pulled off this wall, and I actually had a little bit of attention on the condition of this, because I was reading that on the Cherokees, sometimes what happens is, for people that park them outside, and unfortunately this airplane got parked outside for a while. That's not going to be a problem with me, because I'm going to keep it hangered, but it was parked outside, and but I was reading on Cherokees that sometimes this wall will have some corrosion on it, due to various leaks and whatnot, and I can't see everything here, but I can see what I can see, and it looks pretty good. This is the back side of this foam, and I can actually, I don't want to, I'm really not on a mission to handle the walls. Right now I'm not doing a full interior refurb. I'm just doing the carpet, because the walls really don't need that much. They're not great, but they're not bad. But you can see everything's pretty shiny. There's a lot of stuff here. This is like a air vent that comes from out there, and there's some wires and things, so I'm kind of reluctant to go pulling foam around here, but from what I can tell, it looks pretty okay. If I were to pull that out, it look in there, it looks pretty okay. That's just glue. Pretty sure that's just adhesive. I don't have a flashlight handy, but I'm pretty familiar with what that looks like, and that looks to be adhesive to me. So it looks pretty shiny, so I'm happy with it. The foam looks to be in good shape. So everything I can tell, I know it's kind of dark on the camera, but everything that I can tell looks pretty decent. So one of these days I'm gonna, there's a little bit of shiny, one of these days I'm gonna probably redo the full interior. But I'm really trying not to bite off more than I can chew on this thing. I need a new carpet. I think that's just adhesive too. I don't think that's corrosion. Corrosion generally is not that color. It's usually like white. So I'm thinking that's all just adhesive from sticking on that panel. So a couple of gouges. You could tell is I'm not the first person to come in here, but by and large I feel pretty okay about that. This metal looks good, so I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing. It does appear that the airplane does not have any significant corrosion, so I'm happy about that. I do have an appointment on June 12th or 13th. I told them they can just pick whatever day works for them, because they proposed those two, because I have to wait till June to let the paint cure from the stuff they did. That all looks pretty decent. Let me look up here. That might be a little bit of corrosion right there, but it's just limited to that one piece. So that might just be adhesive, honestly. That's cleaning up pretty okay. So, but I don't want to reinvent the wheel here. I'm not doing the whole interior. I'm doing the carpet. But I was reading that you want to try to remove the sidewalls so that you can get the carpet right up against this rail. So this side's done. This side is almost done, except for the fact that I don't know how to remove this yet. I may do some research on it tonight. But this is the only thing that's holding this whole sidewall in at this point. I've already gotten it pretty much here, and I can look in there and it all looks pretty good to me. So I guess my two objectives to removing this thing are to examine behind it, which I can do right now, and I also peeled back a little bit of the foam here and there, and it looked okay. And also, so I could tuck the carpet underneath, and honestly, I can do it. I mean, you can look right here, I could bend this up and put the carpet underneath with no problem, and I can do the same thing here. So I hate to create more work for myself that I don't need. So I'm tempted to just leave that and do what I need to do, the two missions that I need, which is to set the carpet under here and check for corrosion back here. Seem to be okay. Considering that side's okay, my logic tells me that even though I can't see that far forward without removing that fuel selector, my opinion is it's pretty good. So I'm willing to roll with that. So I honestly don't think I'm going to do any more. Put this up here. I honestly don't think I'm going to do any more to this wall. I think I'm just going to focus on the carpet, and then obviously I have to reassemble what I've taken down here and go from there. This, I think, had a zip tie on it somewhere, so I may zip tie that somewhere. We'll see. All this adhesive, I think, is okay. I really hate to pull out the MEK and go to town on that again. I think it's good enough. I think I'm going to stick the foam here. It'll overlap. I may just do a little cursory thing with a plastic putty knife, but I don't think I'm going to pull out any more chemicals. I think we're pretty much done with chemicals on this floor. I mean, how perfect does it really need to be? You know what I'm saying? I think it's probably as good, if not better, than anybody would get it. So I'm going to leave it at that for today. I wonder if they did anything with this battery. Let me take a look at this battery for potential corrosion. That's something that they probably did on the annual, but they didn't specifically address it. I just want to make sure. Yeah, that looks pretty good. What's that say? 2013. That's when that thing was put in. So that's not actually what I expected to see. I mean, I'm still learning everything about this plane, but I expected to see something a little different than that, honestly. I mean, it's clearly a battery, I'm not saying that, but I seem to recall there were like posts up here. But that battery looks pretty damn good, considering it's, what's that say, in steam, I'm not sure. Is that a gill, or what is that? I can't tell. Anyway, it actually looks pretty good. I was checking it for corrosion. But I'll just leave that there for now. Anyway, but that's where we are. So I'm going to be spending probably the vast majority of tomorrow out here and working on this plane and doing my best, and my goal is to try to get it about 90 to 95%. That's about as good as you can expect in the real world. I'm so anal. It's a weakness as much as it is a strength, but I'm so anal that I know that anything I do in there, I'm gonna find flaws with. That's just how I'm wired. But the goal is, if somebody else looks, which I guarantee you this will happen, somebody else will look when I'm done and they'll say, man, you did a great job. And I'll have to just concede that I did a great job. So even though I'm gonna know, yeah, I could have trimmed this better, I could have done that better, whatever the case is. So anyway, that's what I got. So I'm gonna spend a lot of time with this girl, and that's where we are. See ya.